can ChatGPT write Arduino code? That's a question I will be exploring in this new video series because I am personally interested in it for a variety of reasons, mainly because I have taught Arduino content at many different levels, including at the college level as an instructor at Cornell, at the K through 12 level at my day job for a nonprofit called Science Buddies, and just for personal hobby stuff on my personal YouTube channel. So I am very curious how useful ChatGPT is as a tool, primarily when you need to look up how to do something with an Arduino compared to a traditional Google search. So I will be exploring that in this YouTube series, not only looking at ChatGPT's ability to generate code, which of course has been all over the news, but also how it handles hardware, since Arduino projects, or physical computing, whatever you want to call them, also involve building physical circuits, so will involve things like parts lists and circuit diagrams. So I am setting out to answer the question, is ChatGPT a useful tool if you need to look up how to do these things, and how reliable is it? There's been a lot in the news about ChatGPT generating very convincing looking but false information. I even have another video already about how I tried this out and it recommended a library that doesn't exist for Arduino. But that was for something a little more advanced about computer vision, so I am going to dial it back to the basics and things you would see in many introductory Arduino tutorials, like blinking an LED, using a button, using a potentiometer, that sort of thing, and see how ChatGPT handles that introductory Arduino material. Let's start out with the hello world of physical computing, just blinking an LED. This is normally the first thing you will get introduced to when using an Arduino. And if we go to the first Google result, it's just an example on the official Arduino website that, if we scroll down, gives us a circuit diagram for how to blink an external LED, both in breadboard layout here and in schematic layout, and then some code explaining the commands we'll be using, like the pin mode command to set a pin as an input or an output, and the digital write command to then set that pin high or low. And then if we look at the code here, it's actually going to blink the onboard LED. So you actually don't even need to connect an external LED to the Arduino. There is that little onboard LED connected to pin 13 that will just blink without even connecting anything external, but you can also connect an external LED. So if I switch over to Tinkercad, you'll see that this is also the default program that opens. I should back up for a second. If you're not familiar with Tinkercad, it's an online Arduino simulator that's really convenient because you can look at the circuit next to the code here. So it's a great teaching tool, and I use it a lot. And without even connecting an external LED to my circuit, I can just run this simulation, and you see that it will blink the onboard LED. So great. That is the traditional approach to doing this. If you don't remember how, for example, to use the pin mode or digital write commands and you want to blink an LED, you would go Google it, find either the official Arduino page or many, many other third-party tutorials about this, and copy and paste the code, and there you go. So that's great. Let's go try this in ChatGPT. And there is a big difference, if you haven't been following this, between prompt writing for generative AI and search queries for a search engine like Google. So I'm not really going to go into detail on that in this video. Let's just say that you're a novice user starting out and you would kind of type in something equivalent to what you would type into Google, and you're just treating this like a search engine. So let's see what happens if I give it Arduino blink LED. It's going to think about it. Sure, I can help you with that. To blink an LED using an Arduino, you'll need an Arduino, an LED, a resistor, and some jumper wires. Here's a step-by-step guide to accomplish this. Set up the circuit. Connect the components as follows. So this is interesting. Without me even giving it a prompt, I gave it a very vague, basically Google search here, and it decided to give me instructions to build the circuit on its own, and then it gave me instructions for the code, and you see that it is using an external LED here. Even though it is using pin 13, which has the internal LED, it also assumed I'm going to set up an external LED, and then it gave me the same code. I have pin mode, set the LED as an output, digital write, LED pin high, wait for 1 second, digital write LED pin low, and wait for 1 second. And then it even gave me instructions to upload the code and observe the LED blinking. So next, what I'm going to do in this video series is to double check. I'm going to try and follow ChatGPT's instructions to build the circuit, and then run the code by copying and pasting it into Tinkercad, just to make sure everything does work correctly rather than just glancing at it like that. So here in Tinkercad, I have copy and pasted the code generated by ChatGPT, and I have followed its instructions for wiring, which told me to connect the anode of the LED to pin 13, connect the cathode to a current limiting resistor with this range of values, and then connect the other end of the resistor to the ground pin on the Arduino. So note that there is one difference between ChatGPT and the Arduino reference for this so far. ChatGPT did not mention any use of a breadboard, so the Arduino the Arduino website specifically gives you this diagram, which shows use of a breadboard for the LED, and then there's this circuit diagram, which doesn't really matter if you use a breadboard or not, because that's not going to change the schematic. So I'm ignoring the breadboard for now. Maybe we'll explore that in a little bit, but I just followed ChatGPT's instructions to build the circuit like this, and that works just fine. So next, again, ChatGPT is really text-based so far, and again, maybe this will change in the future. Of course, there are other generative AI programs for dealing with images, but I'm going to see if I can get ChatGPT to give me instructions for either using a breadboard or generating a circuit diagram, since that is something visual you would get from a Google search, and normally, especially for users who are new to Arduino and building circuits, these breadboard diagrams really help if you haven't really had an electronics or physics class and you don't understand these circuit diagrams yet. So let's see if ChatGPT, even though we got the code and the parts list right, what it can do with kind of a diagram or physical instructions for building the circuit. So if you just Google Arduino Blink LED circuit diagram, you will get tons of images showing either the breadboard or the schematic version of that diagram. I tried giving the same prompt to ChatGPT, and as I discovered in a previous video, it thinks it can draw ASCII circuit diagrams, but it doesn't necessarily generate anything that makes sense. So again, I gave it that same prompt, Arduino Blink LED circuit diagram, and this is where it can very confidently give you wrong information. It attempted to draw a circuit diagram, and it gave a text description of the circuit that matches what it gave me previously that does make sense, but this diagram doesn't really make any sense. You can see it. It has the right parts. It has the resistor and LED and ground and pin 13, but it also has a direct connection to 5 volts, which isn't needed in this circuit, and one just labeled Arduino, so it's not really clear what these mean. And this is clearly not a series circuit between pin 13, the LED, the resistor, and ground, which is what you want. So if you just need the code, I would say that ChatGPT is basically equivalent to Google for something simple like this, but if you are building a circuit and you need the diagram, then so far ChatGPT does not really cut it. Next, I am going to attempt to give it another chance and ask it can give me instructions for using the breadboard via text instead of with an image. So for example, put one leg of the resistor in breadboard hole B2 or something like that. But if you rely on just building your circuits from these images, then you're probably going to want to stick with a traditional Google search and not ChatGPT. So let's try a bit more of a detailed prompt this time to see if we can coax ChatGPT to give us exactly what we want. So I'm going to say, assume I am using a solderless breadboard with rows 1 to 30 and columns A, B, C, D, E, F. I can never remember. A to F. Can you give me instructions to build the circuit above using the breadboard, telling me exactly which holes to place components like LED leads and jumper wires in. So this is, for example, if you were going to write alt text for one of these breadboard diagram images for somebody who's using a screen reader, and you would describe, okay, put the jumper wire in hole A3, put one end of the resistor in hole A4, I'm just making that up, but you get the idea. If I was going to write a text description of this image, saying where each connection goes, that's what I'm hoping ChatGPT will give me here. So let's see. What I'm going to do now is try to follow these instructions verbatim and see where that gets me. So place the Arduino board on the breadboard horizontally with the Arduino's longer edge spanning across the center of the breadboard. So it wants me to actually put the Arduino on the breadboard. My guess is that that's because there's training data using smaller breadboard compatible Arduinos that actually go on the breadboard instead of next to it like the Uno. But we're going to see where that gets us. Ensure that the Arduino's digital pins are aligned with columns A to F on the breadboard. So I would think that means it wants us to have the Arduino rotated like this or something. But so again, since this isn't actually going to go on the breadboard, maybe we'll do that. And then the USB port side of the Arduino should be on the left side of the breadboard. Okay, so that clearly doesn't matter at all, but it wants us to have the USB port over there, so okay, we'll do that. And let's see what it says next. Connect the Arduino's ground pin to the breadboard. Insert a male-to-male jumper wire into any hole in row 30, column A. So that doesn't make sense because row 30, column A is a specific hole, but they're going to have one jumper wire there, and then connect the other end of the jumper wire to any hole in row 30, column E or F. So column E or F is a big difference because this, connecting it there wouldn't do anything. That is just the short circuit because this row is already connected. There's a gap in the middle of the breadboard, so it's not connected over here. So let's go to column F. I'm going to turn that black for ground. So it's not clear from the instructions here if these two sub-steps are all it wanted me to do, or if connect the Arduino's ground pin to the breadboard was supposed to be a separate step, but I'm only going to take the actions it actually gives me in the sub-bullets here. So, yeah, because then the next one for connect the resistor, it's giving me the two specific actions I need to do that. Connect the resistor to the breadboard. Insert one leg of the resistor into any hole in row 28, column B. So let's get our resistor. We're going to go to row 28, column B, and then where does it want the other one? Other leg of the resistor into any hole in row 28, column D. So it wants us to put the resistor in row 28 between columns B and D. And I don't know if Tinkercad's going to be happy about that because it's going to want to snap into place. Okay, so there is our resistor shorted to itself in row 28. And connect the LED to the breadboard. Insert the longer leg and end of the LED, any hole in row 26, column C, and then any hole in row 26, column D. So here's our LED, and I think we want to mirror that part. There we go. There's our LED in row 20, and you can already see where this is going. Clearly, it is not giving us correct instructions to build the circuit, but connect the LED to the resistor, male-to-male jumper wire in any hole in row 26, column D, which we can't do because that hole is occupied, but then the other end to the same column as the resistor's leg. So let's just say that same column as the resistor's leg. Again, that is incorrect, but let's say we would do this because hole D26 is occupied, but we're going to go from E26 to the same column as the resistor's leg and connect the LED to the Arduino. Male-to-male jumper wire into any hole in row 26, column C, and connect the other end of the jumper wire to any hole in row 26, column F. This will connect the LED's anode to the digital pin on the Arduino. That is false, but okay. Again, we can't do that because 26C is already occupied. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of give up there. So clearly you can see that, again, it generated a bunch of text that, it's using its training data. There are other videos on YouTube that explain way more about how ChatGPT works. So in this case, it generates something that if you just skim this might look like it makes sense or that it knows what it's doing, but if you actually try to follow these instructions, you can see that this circuit doesn't make any sense at all. So again, to recap, it looks like ChatGPT can handle the code really well. And again, there's tons and tons of this in its training data out there from things like the Real Arduino website and Stack Exchange and Reddit and every other site where you can find Arduino tutorials. But it doesn't really have good training data for images like this. It can't generate images. It's not trained on images or breadboard diagrams. And there's probably, well, there are some ASCII circuit diagrams out there on the web. There are probably far fewer of them, so I would imagine there's less training data about this. And there's also, I don't know if it's getting alt text from images, but writing alt text like this or line-by-line verbal descriptions of how to put something in a breadboard is also pretty uncommon. So it's not really going to have anywhere near as much training data to do this as it is for the code. So it's not that surprising that it would just kind of give you gibberish. So in conclusion, Go ahead and use ChatGPT if you need to do a quick search because you don't remember how to blink an LED with an Arduino and you're looking for the code. But if you need to know how to build the circuit, then you are still going to be much better off with Google because ChatGPT will try to give you instructions, but they're not going to make any sense. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. If you have a question, a comment, or a correction, because I am by no means an expert on generative AI, please go ahead and leave a comment on this video and check back because I plan on making more videos in this series. Next up, we'll be checking some slightly more advanced things like pushing buttons, fading LEDs, reading potentiometers with analog read, and other stuff you would typically find in some intro Arduino tutorials.